Okay, in this demonstration, I'm going to go over jelly printing basics, rolling ink on the jelly plate, pulling some prints, and then I'm going to do a whole lot of little prints that actually I'm going to call it print painting. I'm going to paint directly on the plate, and I'm going to pull prints. I've got a whole stack of different paper, from grocery bags to some sort of interesting packing paper that came with a piece of furniture, file folders, canvas paper that's a different kind of canvas paper. I don't think it's real canvas. I think it's like fakey fake, but it's kind of interesting. So the purpose of using so many different, I'm going to call it substrates, is you're seeing how your paint reacts on different surfaces, and you'll like some more than others. Okay, so to roll ink on the jelly plate, best to use open acrylic, which is slow drying. That's all it means. So here's some leftover tubes I have. If you don't have open acrylic, you want to add a retarding agent to slow the drying time. And it's probably a more affordable way to go. I'm going to try and use up some of these leftover paints. Okay. This is not my favorite color, but anyway. Okay, so first step is I'm just going to tap in, and I roll and it's a very light touch, and then I go back and forth. I can get a little more ink. And the goal is to get this paint rolled out evenly. Now you can make changes. You don't have to always have it even, but sometimes people get big blobs and they don't like big blobs. So it's important to know how to roll paint out evenly. So on the jelly plate, I do the same thing, back and forth, side to side. Okay, then it's really fun to push down all kinds of textures. I'm going to use this lace that I've had, produces great results. So I just put that down. This is just a crumpled paper bag. Actually, this, let me see. I'm just rolling on here to get an impression of the texture. Okay. I'm going to use my file folder here. Okay. First print. Now I'm going to pull a second one, which is the ghost. There's not a lot of paint on there right now, so I don't know what I'm going to get. Oh, it worked. Okay, I often like the ghost print better. Okay. And then I have to re-ink to pull more prints. I'm going to do an ombre, which is a fading from one color into the other. I'm going to ink up this half down here, and then go to my next color. I'm going to do an Indian yellow. If I wanted to get off some of the paint off my brayer, I just have this sheet of drawing paper and just roll the ink off. and then fade into that color. Now you don't want to push too hard. So like here, if I push really hard, I'm going to get lines. I could do that deliberately if I want. Okay, just a light touch. And then I can use, you can purchase stencils. So here's one. Or some of you, it's already on the front porch. You've come and gotten it. It is a floral, I don't know, some sort of floral wrapping material. I'm just rolling directly on here because there's so much detail I want to get it all. I can use my hands, but I think the brayer might work better. Okay. All right, so that's what I got with that. Then I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to pull what's called a ghost print. This is more subtle. Okay. Now I'm going to roll some more paint on here, but I'm going to also start doing some painting with paint brushes, a little more spontaneous. Okay. First, I want to get some texture going, pull a print, and then I'll do some painting. This is some weird, I don't know what this is. I got it at Michael's craft store. I like it because I can kind of move it back and forth. It's over in the ribbon section. Looks like netting. Okay, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to go for my brown paper bag. Okay. Print number 1. The one I'm really excited about, though, is going to be print number 2. Let's see. But before, okay, now I'm going to go for some direct painting here. So I'm going to have areas of, this will be more transparent, and then I'm going to do some opaque. Okay. I'm going to deliberately try and create a little window here, just so you can see the difference in transparent and thick paint. I'm not really trying to create any composition at this point. I'm just trying to show you techniques. Okay, then if I wanted to comb through some of this, that. Now this paint is not open, but I'm putting it on really thick and I'm working quickly, so I should be fine pulling a print. Okay. Looking for the right piece of paper here. Another paper bag. Okay. So I can see if it was white paper, I'd see it more, but it's more transparent. This is thicker, maybe too thick. So I could come in and so what's going to happen is I'm going to pull a bunch of these and then I'll start working on the paper bag one. Wasn't that thrilled with that one. And then I'm not going to bother to clean my plate. I'm just going to keep going here. Get this paint tube open. Okay. Okay, I love this stuff. It's like a corrugated cardboard. And it also colors the cardboard, which I like. I can scrape paint away. What I'm noticing tonight is my paints are pretty low contrast. Usually I pick like a Van Dyke brown or a Prussian blue. So they're not showing up as much as I would like. But that's what happens when you're playing with this. You get to see colors interact, like you get an immediate response. So right now I'm going, that's not, I would like more contrast. So the third part of this assignment, once you've pulled a bunch of these, is to go back to some of your prints and then add some more layers. So these two look kind of interesting to me. And I can paint more on there. I can draw more on there. And I can even add collage material on there, which is what I'm going to do. So here's my charcoal pencil. And I'm just marking out some of the areas that I think are interesting. Here's that water-soluble graphite stick. And these are quick studies, so I'm just making quick decisions, not overthinking it. Okay, now I'm just going to take a damp brush and then activate some of this water-soluble graphite. This packing paper is weird. It's got, this is like a slick side, and the other side is more rough and absorbent. So the paint is kind of gliding around on there. Okay, so I want a little more contrast. Got to rummage through and find paints with more contrast. Okay, now what about collage material? So I can't remember when it was. We made all these book pages, right? This one grabbed my eye. I liked the coppery stuff, so I'm just going to rip a piece of that. Okay, Mod Podge that on. So usually, sometimes I spend a lot of time doing this sort of thing, and then until the piece just drops into place. It's not quite dropping. Okay. Gonna glue it. All right. Need something up here. Again, I can draw directly on with my paint tube. I can take my brayer and do some more brayering directly on my painting. Okay, I'm going to add, I'm really liking this. I've been using this week, ripping parts of it and gluing it on because it's got dimension to it. So and when it's on the paper bag, it seems to merge with it too, which I really like. It becomes part of that surface. Okay. Okay, I'll do one last thing. I'm going to drag some paint across the top, and then I think I'm going to end. Again, it's that low 45-degree angle. Okay, I think you get the general idea.